Happy Sunday. It is November 5th. If you didn't already know, your clocks went back, so everybody should be feeling a lot more rested. I don't know about you, but a lot of my readings lately have been telling me that I needed much more rest. And then just so happened I was in a Uber with my Uber driver, and he said something about, hey, don't forget the clocks go back on the 5th. And I said, wait a minute. That's what they've been trying to tell me. You're going to get the rest you need, so don't worry about it. If you're tired, it's coming to you. But hello, everybody. My name is Abundant Lay. I am an intuitive tarot reader here on YouTube, and I just wanted to do a reading, something that was just kind of on my mind and in my spirit for the past, I don't know, a few days. And this is what kind of came to me this morning. So I was just shuffling my cards and just kind of listening to what I'm feeling and just like, okay, you know what, let's go with the flow of it and let's just do a reading. All right, so as I was shuffling, the first card that did come out was the Knight of Cups. And with this card, it made me think of Game of Thrones, but the newer one with the House of Targaryen, House of Dragon. And the focus was on the conversation that Viserys has with Rhaenyra about what does she see when she thinks of the dragons, okay? And when I was thinking, when that was coming into my mind, I was hearing that slogan that, you know, we do not control the dragons, that's the illusion, okay? The reason that brought attention to me is because the knight is sitting upon a steed, a horse. Horses have the same energy of dragons. We as humans are so much more vulnerable to the mystical and mythical creatures that live in the world with us, okay? Almost every creature in this world has a hidden power that they're more in tune to because they are more connected to nature than humans have been, at least most humans, right? We do have some people that are way more in tune than others. But for the most part, most of us are not. And because of that, we put our faith in this idea that we control the narrative when we deal with animals. When I was looking at the Knight of Cups, of course, it speaks to movement in your love life, right? So let's get the horse out the bag, right? I'm going to say horse out the bag, right? But there is this idea that we control the movement of the horse, but in reality, horses, like dragons, they are animals that are naturally just free-spirited. You will never control a horse. You'll never make a horse do anything it does not want to do. And the reason I started to think of the dragons is because of the horse's leg being lifted up, meaning it's getting ready to take a movement. It's getting ready to move, regardless if you're ready or not. But if you're in tune enough with the feeling, if that animal feels and trusts you enough, it will respond appropriately to whatever emotional energy you emit outward, okay? So that is the way that I saw this. Like, the horse is not slave to the human, and the human should not use their authority to abuse the horse. Instead, you need to go into flow with it, because if you and the horse are able to create that connection, the movement and the direction in which this horse will take you will be for your greater good and not to your destruction, okay? So in terms of your love life, what I'm hearing is that there is a direction and a movement that you may want to control, but you have no control over just yet. Just like somebody said, dragons are like emotions. And I actually did see this on that same post. Dragons are like emotions. We can't always control them when they come. But if you're paying attention enough, you'll be able to acknowledge that it's there and move with it, not against it. So the idea here is to move with your emotions during this transition that's happening in your love life. Do not go against them, and instead just flow with them, okay? Trust that it is for your greater good what is happening, in your emotional life right now. And again, it does not always, when I say your love life, I don't necessarily mean a romantic partner. It could be a friendship. You know, love is not, it's not the feelings, it's the action, which is why this is so important. It is an action word. It's a verb, right? It means something that we're doing. So trust that what is happening, whether you feel like you have control or not, release the idea of control and flow with it. Move with it the same way you would move with a dragon, the same way you would move with the horse. Trust that the nature of this movement is for your greater good and for your protection, and that it's leading you where you need to go. Okay. The biggest emphasis on this. So normally when I'm shuffling, I just kind of let the cards flow out and just fly out how they want to come out, so that I know what to speak on. Today I was moved differently. Today that card flew out, the Knight of Cups, and then I heard Spirit say, look at the bottom of the deck. So I looked at the bottom of the deck, and the next few cards flowed exactly with where I'm going with this. Okay. The cards directly at the bottom of the deck, when I first saw it, Queen of Cups. Okay. You are very much in control of your emotions at this time. You're very intuitive. You're very nurturing to your emotions. The Queen of Cups is typically a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, but it also typically in the tarot is Cancer. The card even says it, Cancer. Cancer is our mothering energy, okay? It's that very natural, nurturing energy. We all have an element of Cancer in our chart. The idea that or the feeling that I have from this card is speaking again to that idea of you don't need to control your emotions. One thing that I love about the Queen of Cups in the traditional tarot is that she has the biggest cup. If you look at any of the other cards, she has the biggest cup of emotions, meaning she has so much emotional ability because she has the largest amount of emotions to give, to receive. It doesn't matter. She has so much of it, which means you have so much control over your emotions, and you have so much ability to use your emotions in the right way to receive and to give. As long as you trust that and you believe in yourself and you know that and you trust this part of yourself, you'll do fine because you have a lot of options. There's a lot of things that you have the ability to see and some things that you don't have the ability to see. I take that from the part of this person being a shadow, meaning they're present, but sometimes maybe they're not as present as they should be, which is very possible, right? It's very easy for you to be present into something, but also feel like you don't have that, again, control. There's a big emphasis on this idea of what you have control over. It's not about what you have control over. It's about looking at the cups and understanding the value there. And also I did notice there is a little like serpent-like dragon-esque thing here. So that just, again, emphasis how spirit works, right? There are so many options here for you. You'll know which one is right for you by the way that you feel. So even if you feel like you're not fully present, there is an element of you being present in all of this emotional choice that you have. Because again, this is a lot of cups. So that means there's a lot of emotion. 7 options, 7 choices that you have to think through and figure out which one is the best one for you. There is one that is obviously a better option, but you still have other options. So maybe at this time, you don't feel like that's the best option, and that's okay. Okay? It's okay to pick another option because any of the options you choose